Welcome back to Bottom Line Africa. President Uhuru Kenyata is in South Africa for a 3-day state visit. At the invitation of President Cyril Ramaphosa, the president arrived yesterday and they are currently holding a joint press conference. Let's cross over live and listen in.
The amount of actual transactions that are actually done between our two countries. So I must say that I am quite happy with the commitment that I have seen from the government of South Africa led by President Ramaphosa.
I'd just like to add on the very positive side that we would like to see trade between South Africa and Kenya moving towards the direction of being balanced, because it's horribly imbalanced at the moment. So I'd like to see Kenya's trade with South Africa almost quadrupling, because it is at a very low level at the moment, and that should mean that we want to see more services from a Kenyan point of view being delivered in South Africa of whatever nature, where Kenya has a competitive advantage which can add to also the growth of our own economy, where Kenya has products where they are competitive coming into our markets and appearing on our shelves. We often see things like tea from Sri Lanka, Ceylon tea and stuff like that. I think South Africans would love to see more and more Kenyan tea from the foothills of the Kilimanjaro mountains. I think they should have a tea like that. Coffee and cut flowers we already get, although they are rerouted. Would like to see more and more of that, so that the intra-Africa trade becomes a reality, and becomes a reality quickly between our two countries, particularly following this state visit as well.
Thank you, Your Excellencies. Karine Duplessis, Business Day.
Hi, good afternoon, Your Excellencies. President Ramaphosa, I just want to add Farmer's Choice on behalf of Kenyans living in South Africa
Oh, well
to your
done.
list of tea and
Oh wow, Farmer's Choice.
Yes, because I always travel with us. No, I shouldn't say. I don't travel with him in my bag. Your Excellencies, I want to ask a question about Israel. President Ramaphosa mentioned this situation in the Middle East, the Israel-Palestine question. I just want to know, recently we saw Israel accredited to the African Union, with a lot of other embassies and diplomats. And I just want to know, I know that our countries hold different views on Israel and we have different relations with Israel, but now that they are accredited, is there any way that this could benefit the continent? I would like to ask perhaps to both presidents. Thank you.
Should I go first? We did touch on this matter of the so-called accreditation of Israel to the African Union. And as we did at a public level express our disquiet, we've also raised that matter, and we both agreed that the manner in which it was done could have been done better. And this matter is obviously going to be relegated for discussion at the African Heads of State meeting in February. And I think that is as far as one can go, particularly ourselves, on this matter, because we are going to have an opportunity to fully examine this matter and discuss it properly and get into the full contours of this matter and see what the efficacy of having such a dispensation for the state of Israel is within the African continent. So I'd like to say that this is a matter under discussion, and we will be able to, as the continent, reach a full conclusion in our meeting as heads of states in February.
I just want to agree with what President Ramaphosa has said that indeed this is a matter under consideration. And to once again just to re-emphasize that point that whenever we are dealing with critical matters, it is always important to make sure you carry everybody along. And unfortunately, this didn't quite happen. And as he has said, there will be a discussion, on the matter, because it should have actually allowed discussion. Because what we want is for Africa to speak with one voice. We don't want to see a divided African voice on any major issue that faces our continent. We have too many problems of our own. In fact, that's what we were saying to ourselves. We have too many problems of our own to want to be divided about problems that are outside our continent. So it's a matter that shall be discussed, and I'm sure we will find a proper resolution. But the important thing is for Africa to continue maintaining the stance that we have always had, that we speak in one voice. We deliberate on issues and we take decisions as a body. And I think that is what is important in this. And February, I'm sure it will be a matter that will come up for discussion.
President Uhuru Kenyata on a 3-day official tour in South Africa on the invite of the South African President Cyril Ramaphosa. He'll be back in the country tomorrow, headed straight to the Devolution Conference in Wote, Makwene County. Back home, the 5th edition of the